It's the age-old question that comes up every now and then. Who would win? Mechs or giant monsters? Let's be honest, there are a lot of variables regarding this question. What kind of mechs are there? What are they equipped with? What are they powered by? Are these monsters extraterrestrial? Or are they man-made? What powers do they have? And who are we supposed to root for? So let's change some of these variables. Who would win? Metal Gears or giant nuclear bite mutants? Well, someone has made a game about this scenario. Mecha Knights Nightmare, a third-person apocalyptic mech shooter where you fight against swarms of giant monstrosities who will most definitely wreck your shit. Developed by one man, Damian Kubiak, Mecha Knights is a fairly well-made game that shows its love and passion for the mech genre. The story. The year is 2049 and the Cold War has gotten hot again, this time with the NATO alliance fighting against the Russia-China coalition, which, I'll be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if this does happen by then. You play as Ethan, a mech pilot part of the 22nd Independent Mobile Company stationed at a NATO base in eastern Turkey, playing peacekeeper between the alliance and the coalition. However, one day, on a mission to stop the Russians from crossing the border, a nuke detonates within Russia. With Pandora's box open, all hell breaks loose as the Reds, not the communists. Well, I suppose in an allegorical sense they still could be, but in this case, literal giant red monstrosities that wreak havoc on all around them. From there on, the war between East and West is put on hold, both sides placing aside the differences and joining together for humanity's survival. If you happen to be familiar with these apocalypse invasion stories, such as All You Need Is Kill, Get a Robo, or Earth Defense Force, then you'll get the gist of what's to come plot-wise. In addition to the story, which you'll get mainly through the dialogue during missions, there are also diary entries written by Ethan before each mission, which can provide a little more context about the situation within the game. Gameplay. Mecha Knights is mission-based, wherein between missions you'll customize and upgrade your mech, then deploy when you're ready. There are two mission types, Campaign and Raids. The Campaign is a story mode, while Raids are wave-based missions, where you'll be grinding for money and equipment, and believe me, you're gonna need money if you want to keep up with later missions. Because there is no shop in this game, you'll have to scavenge for equipment and parts, though you can sell excess parts for some quick cash. During raids, every enemy you kill earns you money, and they sometimes drop items for you to pick up. In order to keep that hard-earned money and loot, you must extract from the area. You'll have 20 seconds to reach the extraction point, where the mission will end. But if you happen to be late, the extraction jet will leave, forcing you to wait another 3 minutes before you can call for extraction again. And if you happen to die during a raid, well, you'll lose everything you earned and have to do it all again. With the money you earn, you use that to upgrade your mech, which can help fine-tune certain aspects, like weapon accuracy or movement speed. The mech customization is pretty well fleshed out. Each part has different effects on your mech's performance, such as better targeting or a longer radar, changing how much weight your mech can carry or how energy efficient your mech can be. There are 4 weapon slots, one for each arm and shoulder, all of which can equip different weapons that you acquire during missions. In Mecha Knights, the weapon variety is wide enough that I think that there is something for everyone. There are also 4 equipment slots, which can provide certain benefits to your mech, like extended ammo or extra batteries. And you have active and passive modules, with passives being pretty much just extra equipment slots, while active modules allow you to call in supply drops, turn on night vision, or provide a quick pick-me-up during missions. You begin with one active and passive module slot, and will need to spend more money to unlock more. Equipment is categorized into 3 tiers, from 0 to 2, with tier 2 equipment being the best, but you won't be getting them until late game. If you played something like Armored Core, you should know what to expect. The controls when using your mech feels responsive, and movement has a nice balance, where it's not too floaty, but also not too heavy and slow. Personally, it has just the right amount of weight you expect from a hulking war machine. However, there is also a boost function you can activate that will make your mech move faster, even more so when using afterburners. But it eats up a lot of energy, so you need to conserve it when running low, or upgrade your mech to have high energy capacity and regen. Firing guns in this game feels pretty satisfying. There is bullet drop, so you have to take that into consideration, but there is an option to change to first person view so your shots can become more accurate. During missions, the enemy will come in swarms, and if you're not careful, you will find yourself surrounded by the Reds. This is where the main difficulty of the game comes from. where you'll find yourself at times completely overrun by the enemy. And if you're not using the right equipment, or haven't upgraded your mech enough, you can easily die in seconds. There are item drops placed throughout the map, and enemies will also drop health, energy, and ammo pickups for you as well. But they can be pretty rare, depending on the mission. Like I said earlier, you can call on a supply drop, if you have the module equipped, which will send in a helicopter to send in supplies at the nearest helipoint, at the cost of $50 being deducted from your earnings. There is quite a bit of mission variety, but for the most part, at their core, most missions come down to you going around and just shooting down reds. The friendly AI, while are there, don't actually do much to help you, for most missions anyways, so it's pretty much up to you to go around and kill things, while the others just stand there for the most part. Also, I should point out there is friendly fire, which is inconsequential for most of the game, but there is a mission where you help allied soldiers retreat, and if you're not careful, you can easily screw yourself over by just running over allied soldiers. I should also mention that the HUD in this game is very clean and doesn't clutter up the screen, although I would like to have the option to adjust the size of certain aspects of the HUD, mainly the radar at the bottom of the screen. It's still readable, especially if you have a big monitor, but I'd just like to have the option is all. Overall, the gameplay at its core is simple but also satisfying, with all thought being put into the customization aspect of the game. It does start off a little slow, which may be frustrating to some, but if you keep going, things will pick up, and while you may start off as a slow, underpowered machine, soon you'll become a blazing, high-powered mech mowing down everything in sight. The visuals. Visually, this is a very nice looking game. I like how gritty and empty the environments look, fully visualizing the war-torn environment. There's a bit of variety in terms of environmental design, so it doesn't feel too repetitive when you're going on missions, but there is only so much one man can put in by himself. The enemy designs are also very interesting and grotesque looking, with there being a clear inspiration from the beta from Muv-Luv. The mech designs in this game are also very appealing. Parts and weapons have a lot of care and detail put in, so you know that the dev loves his mechs. Also, I like the small details in this game. For example, the spark particles flying off the ground while you boost around in your heavy ass mech, and also when you turn reds into a mist with a well placed shot from a missile or cannon. Sound. The sound design in this game is solid. I like the heavy thumping when mechs walk, the jet engine booming when you're boosting around, and the gunfire sounds really nice as well, especially when using twin Gatling guns and shredding the reds to bits. The monster noises are also pretty unnerving, as there will be times when you hear guttural growls out of nowhere, and they'll just ambush you. You'll also hear war horns in the distance, indicating their arrival. Also, they make a very visceral squish sound when they blow up to bits. The music is fitting, mainly consisting of dramatic orchestral tracks that mainly pick up during pivotal moments during missions. Now, while I have been mainly seeing praises for Mecha Knights Nightmare, if there is one thing I could criticize, it'd be the voice acting. Don't get me wrong, for the most part, the voice acting is still great. It's mainly just the direction of certain characters that come off as a little jarring at times. But when I think about it, I feel that the writing also has a part in why I find the performances jarring, as some of their lines are a little awkward sounding. I guess they were aiming for that Starship Troopers EDF tongue-in-cheek kind of thing, or taking influence from 80s and 90s blockbuster films like Independence Day or Last Action Hero. But when the lines don't really stick the landing, it kind of takes away from the performance. Then again, I could be completely overthinking this. This is just one dumbass's opinion after all. Honestly, the writing and voiceover could have used a bit more fine-tuning, although if you're watching this video or have watched any of my other videos, you probably already know that I'm not really one to talk about voiceover and writing. And now, the conclusion. Overall, Mecha Knights Nightmare is a very solid indie title that shows a great, considerable, and impressive amount of effort for a one-man passion project. And while there were some aspects that did irk me, they weren't massive deal breakers. Like I said earlier, the game starts pretty slow, but if you keep at it, it definitely picks up. It's also pretty short, with there only being 20 story missions and 8 raids, but that's honestly more than enough for this game. Plus it's pretty cheap from the get-go. Also, there is DLC planned for Mecha Knights Nightmare called Operation Ascalon, which is planned to be released sometime later this year. And sure, Armored Core 6 does come out this week, and while I'm sure a lot of people are going to be playing that, I fucking know that I'm going to be playing it. I'd say give the little guy a try. Hey everyone, thank you for watching the review, and to those who managed to watch the whole thing, thank you for putting yourself through that torture. So I pretty much finished up university, and now I have a lot more time to do things until I find more work, which I'll be honest, that might take a while. Anyways, just want to say I'll be making a lot more content for my channel, and whether it be good or not, who knows. Anyways, while I don't really say this much, if you could subscribe to the channel, or like this video, or share this video with your friends, that'd be helpful, I guess. It's up to you though. I have some ideas of what I want to do, and at this point I really have nothing to lose, so I'll force myself to do them. Thank you for watching the video, and if you do subscribe, thank you as well. Hope to see you next time.